The question is that this House has considered the impact of government policy on the hair and beauty sectors. Mayor Ellis.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairship, Mrs McVeigh, and I'd also like to thank my honourable friend for Hornchurch and Westminster for securing this really important debate on a sector that, as she rightly says, is often overlooked but is such a critical part for many of our communities, including mine in Ribble Valley in Lancashire. As my colleagues I'm sure will reference as well, the hair and beauty sector is a thriving economic powerhouse, contributing huge amounts to the UK economy alongside increasing visitors to high streets and promoting community well-being. Due to its impact on not only the economy but also our physical wellness, we must ensure that the whole sector is regulated effectively, and in my contribution I'd like to highlight the concerns myself and a number of my Ribble Valley residents I've spoken to have on the regulation of the beauty sector in particular. Firstly, it's deeply concerning that often aesthetic medicine, a recognised medical speciality by the Royal Society of Medicine, is considered just another part of the hair and beauty sector. If this were cardiology or dermatology, there would rightly be huge concern at non-medical professionals performing high-risk procedures. Aesthetic treatments are not cosmetic extras. They can be invasive medical procedures with serious risks including blindness, tissue necrosis and death. However, it has been promising to hear that last December, Save Face, a government-approved register of trusted practitioners, met with the government to discuss potential solutions to stop untrained individuals performing such procedures. One of my constituents, Dr Natalie Howarth, has shared that as a medical professional with her own aesthetic clinic, The Doctor and Company, she has to routinely manage complications previously caused by poorly trained practitioners. Legitimate medically trained professionals, such as Dr Natalie, undergo training built on years of foundational medical education, ethical standards and regulatory oversight. A 3 to 7 day course cannot replicate this. The increase in unreputable training providers across social media is increasingly worrying. We must look into training standards to rectify this. Across the UK, invasive procedures like fillers, liposuction and facelifts are being performed in unregulated salons. These are overwhelmingly carried out on women, reflecting a systemic failure to take the risk seriously, often dismissed as a women's issue or vanity. In a society where our beauty standards are shaped by social media and celebrity culture, it's no doubt that the rise for aesthetics treatments will continue to grow. In 2024 alone, the UK aesthetics industry grew by a considerable 8.4%. Unregulated actors in this space lower the reputation of the whole industry, which in turn impacts the success of safe and legitimate services like those provided by my constituent Natalie. Therefore, we must work to tackle the rise of unregulated cosmetic procedures, and I would be grateful if the Minister could confirm whether the Government plans to follow up on the previous Government's consultation on non-surgical cosmetic procedures. The Government must listen to women's stories and work to act and legislate aesthetic medicine to ensure people's safety is secured. Meanwhile, the NHS shoulders the burden. A&E departments are seeing increasing complications from fillers, Botox and laser treatments that should have been managed within a clinical setting. The industry must not be overlooked. We need to support trained practitioners and advocate for women seeking treatments by prioritising the raising of standards across this dynamic sector.
My honourable friend specifically asked me, my honourable friend for Ribble Valley specifically asked me about the consultation that had been announced in the that had been run by the previous government and whether or not the government was going to respond to that. We are due to respond to that as soon as is possible. The Department for Health are leading on that issue, so I hope she will continue to watch the space in this area and campaign on it going forward. But on that note, in conclusion, I know that the hair and beauty industry is incredibly important to every high street and every community in the UK, and I will continue to champion it in the House and across government.